I'll be sharing with you the 4 pillars of trauma. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my show. This is Masarat Yusuf Ali. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and today I want to share with you 4 pillars of trauma. Now, I have talked about trauma in an extensive course that you can sign up for free, and today I want to tell you 4 of those pillars that show up in trauma. The first really important pillar that you have to understand is that trauma lives within our body. Trauma shows up in our physical body. It manifests within our nervous system, within our muscles, within our brain stem, and it travels up and down our body. If we do not treat our trauma, our physical trauma that lives in the veins and in the muscles and the fibers of our body, then we will not be truly healing our trauma. And if we are not paying attention to how trauma is living within our bodies, then we will not be able to release the negative impact of trauma. So that's the first pillar. Remember that trauma shows up in the body. The second pillar of trauma is that it can be passed down to the next generation. If you are not recognizing your trauma, if you think that you're dealing with it without paying attention to the body, you may accidentally pass down your trauma to the next generation. Research has shown that multiple of generations after the person who has experienced trauma will have negative impacts that the person who experienced trauma is having. So children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of survivors of trauma or people with symptoms of PTSD experience anxiety, depression, experience symptoms of trauma, even though they themselves may have never experienced trauma. We can see that right now what's happening in the world. As the world is ignited with a genocide happening in 2 countries, probably more. And people all over the world are ignited with trauma, especially if their grandparents, their parents, their generations have experienced a similar kind of trauma. So even though they may not have experienced it, their trauma could be getting ignited right now. The third important pillar to know about trauma is that it can impact multiple areas of your life. It doesn't just impact one area. It can have an impact in various aspects of your life. It can impact your spirituality. It can impact your faith in God. It can bring questioning to that relationship that you may have with God, or it may create further distance. It may bring you back to faith, and that would be great. It can impact how you are able to go to work, function at work, how you are able to sleep at night. It can impact your relationships, even with your safe and loved ones, and the relationships that haven't caused any hurt or pain. Those relationships can also be impacted. It can be impacted in how you are feeling in your health and your well-being. And the fourth pillar of trauma that I want to share with you today is that there are small changes that you can make today, right now, and that will have a positive impact on breaking the cycle of trauma, on healing that trauma that you have been experiencing and feeling from within you. On my channel, I have a couple of videos already showing you how to do that. You can sign up for my free course, and there I have examples of how you can treat trauma. So there are simple exercises that you can incorporate daily, every day, in just 60 seconds, waking up in the morning before going to bed. And these simple exercises will bring healing for you and will break that generational trauma if you have experienced trauma and you don't want your next generations to be also experiencing it. I hope that you have found this video helpful. If you have, give me a thumbs up, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with more information. Thank you.